If you made it through the long first video, then you can keep going with goal 3 in stage 7 here. Guru's Dimitru, he won by 176 meters, and his competitors achieved 4 minutes 15.5, 4 minutes 22.2, and 4:26.215. Mine, let's see, when I won, when at the first attempt, when I did not finish, my Michael achieved 5 minutes and 3, which is slower than the 4:19 that Guru's guy did. My second competitor did 5:16, which is compared to the 4:22, and that's a lot slower than Guru's competitors. So in this case, when it gets down to the final stages, it appears that his higher PR is costing him is forcing him to race against faster competitors. My oh, here it is. This is my PR 112. That's what I ended with. That's what I have in stage 3. His was 113.6. So at the end, when I won, all the races for the competitor for me were slower. My last one was 4 minutes 24 compared to Guru's. My last Michael was 4:22.6, where Guru's was Michael was 4:19.5. In stage 4 of goal 7, Guru's PR didn't change from since the first stage. Mine hasn't changed all of stage 7, 112 still. His competitor Baker achieved 7 minutes 14.2, or about 3. My first time, I stopped after 4 seconds. My Baker achieved 8, which is slower. Second time I didn't finish, 10 minutes. Fifth time I didn't finish, 8 minutes 35 is still slower. 7 minutes didn't finish, 8:27 is still slower. 10th race when I won, I got 7:15, which is slower than Guru's competitor. And my first competitor was 7:19. Michael, 7:19.8, was slower than Guru's as well. My third competitor, Baker, 7:23.8, was slower than Guru's Baker, 7:22.2 or 3. So, I don't know if that makes a case for one way or the other. Sometimes it appears the competitors are faster and slower depending on which race you're on, and there's all kinds of different factors involved. Probably how much bots were slowed. Now I can say that I don't believe Guru did as much aggressive bot slowing as I do. I do try to slow down competitors in turns. I do slow down and only win by short distances. Guru tries basically just to win by short distances, and sometimes he doesn't do it. He forgets to do it, or just doesn't do it. So I think it's more important to me to try to slow them down, just because I want to make sure that that's not going to be an impediment to me in future races. With the way Guru plays and the way he upgrades, it doesn't matter as much, because when he is at the PR that's recommended for the whole event, throughout all of the stages, all the goals and all the stages, he doesn't have any issues with winning races, and so it's not as big of a deal. But when I'm trying to stay below recommended PR, it does matter, I think, to try to help me not spend as much in gold to do the upgrades, by keeping my PR as low as possible and still win based on so there's so many different factors to consider that I don't know if you can really conclude that what's happened here is that, as a blanket policy, I don't believe that Fire Monkeys has set it so that if you buy upgrades, it gives you slower competitors. And the whole thing is, it's not a matter of whether or not your competitors are slower than another person's competitors. What matters is the difference between your time and your competitors. And the same thing is true for the other racers. What matters is only the difference between their time and their competitors as to whether or not they win. So it's not so much, do you get easier competitors to race against, or do you get a faster car to beat them with? It's all just the difference between the times. It doesn't matter necessarily what makes up that difference between your time and the other competitor's time. So anyway, that's my opinion. And I'd like to hear what your opinions are if you want to comment. And please like the videos if you would, please, if you like them. Thank you very much for watching my videos, and good luck to you in the races you have ahead of you.